All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to a pre-market show. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday as well to start off the week. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, buddy. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, man. Doing pretty good. All right, guys. So let's get into it. We had quite a bit of a few stocks that traded very well yesterday. Again, I think the market continues to surprise us every time we think we're going to get a choppy a day or so. There's a few, at least one or two that trade very well. And CRWD was definitely one of those yesterday. So we'll kind of get into some of the action yesterday. And we'll see what we have in our gappers list. So we won't spend too much time going through our gappers list. Just going to go over a few of them because we do have a bit of a list here to get through today. And I want to make sure we have time to dissect this properly with some without having to rush through these. Um, so with that said, let's just start off here with AMD yesterday. Again, I think AMD is back in into our favorites list of all time. Really, AMD is one of those stocks it goes away for a while, but it's right back to just being pretty active. Again, just look at this morning so far, and look at that activity already. Right, so 1 million shares traded so far. Everything just looks perfect. But let's focus on what it did yesterday right on here. Off the bat, guys, again, just a beautiful open range breakup, and it gave you a really nice move at the open. Let's get the 1 minute in line as well so we can see what's going on here. Right over here, yesterday was the 6th. Yep, here we go. Uh, Here it is. So again, typical MU, guys, a little bit choppy at first at the open, but look how nice it just held this VWAP, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the hold of the VWAP. Maybe if you took a stab here, you would have been taken out of partial, would have been stopped out. But overall, it continues to hold the VWAP, and then here's the breakout of this level we had, this 48.39. We talked about this level. That's what we want to see AMD break out of the pre-market high, which is also the previous day close at now as well. So again, that level has been very strong for AMD, or very significant at least. So look at the first candle again. It's a little bit wild. You have a very long wick here, but look at the rejection. Look at the hold of the VWAP. Here's indication this stock wants to be really strong for the day. So it goes back above the VWAP, and it's holding the entire time in the 1 minute. You got to fine tune your entry based on the 1 minute. After 15 minutes in, you can see how nicely it starts getting the volume and then breaks out of this level, giving you a very nice move towards the top here. Again, this was very extended here. If you missed this entry, it would have been tough to take a trade here. Then from here, it just gets very choppy. But overall, just a great start for AMD here yesterday. Next one was SDC. SDC was another one that this was a little bit on the weird side because again, the volume was a little bit choppy towards the open right before it. They didn't do much. Had a great pre-market starting out, and they just kind of flattened out. So didn't expect much out of it. At the open, with not a lot of volume, you get this sell-off, and then you start kind of the buyer starts showing up, and then the volume comes in. And again, it just became a beautiful trade after that. If you look at the 5 minute, you can see how nicely it tests the VWAP here, it gets above it again. And then around this time here, guys, if you were looking at the SPY, everything was going north. I mean, the SPY was heading up. And it's just the last stock started running with the SPY. So you can see here, breaks the high of the day, becomes a beautiful long situation for SDC. Gives you a consolidation period. If you have an entry anywhere in here near the high of the day for the breakout, you would have survived this pullback that comes back down to the VWAP, tests the VWAP, and then takes off again. So again, just a beautiful trade on SDC. And look at the levels where we had on our charts. 958. You can see that right on there. You also had 1016. These levels were tested on the way back up, breaking through them as we're making new highs. We wanted this thing to break out of 920. That was the level that was significant because, again, that was a pre-market high that was tested several times. The minute it broke out of it, it did held and it headed higher. So, and then the last one we're going to look at, guys, is CRWD. This one also very, very active. Again, a little bit choppy at first at the open, but it does stay. All these stocks found a way to, again, sell off a little bit, get back above the VWAP. Look at this 1 minute. This 1 minute is very tough to trade. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is easy. This is a very tough price action to trade because, again, you would have been faked out several times here. And if you had even a great entry here with this wick here, you probably would have been out of this trade, right? But overall, comes out and breaks this 52 level we had that we were aiming for. This 52 was a significant resistance for this stock. After it breaks out of that, we talked about the daily on this one too, guys, right? Just gonna go back here and show you guys the daily. Where's my Here we go. So we talked about the daily here. I had broken out of this area of resistance, and now we had a lot of room to run, right? And it did just that yesterday. Once it broke out of that, it had a beautiful run up here. Never really looking back, guys. Just got grabbing onto that 9 moving average and just taking off nicely, hitting all these levels we have. We have 53. We had some resistance there. Did not pull back at all, not even to the 20. Kept going above that to the next level, 55. And then here you start getting some pullbacks. But again, just really strong stock off the bat yesterday on CRWD. So that's just a few. We're not going to go through all of them because, again, we have quite a bit this morning to get to in our gappers list. And I want to make sure we have enough time to do our levels and other things like that. No, in regards to the SPY, any news, anything significant that we should be aware of this morning?
No, we're relatively flat this morning on okay volume. Not great, not terrible. I mean, obviously, the Middle Eastern situation with Iran and the headlines surrounding that have been pulling the market one way or the other. They've been dropping it at the open the last couple of days, and then it's been churning its way back up to either, around break even or green. So we're just kind of seeing the continuation on the headlines. And I've got my Benzinga Squawk, live audio feed all day when I'm
Mm-hmm.
trading on, just to make sure that, because we get information so fast from that if any kind of retaliation out of Iran or
Mm-hmm.
um, some kind of unrest, something happens, we'll know as soon as possible to avoid any kind of crazy crazy move that might go against us. So anyway, that having been said, on the economic calendar today, we've got the ISM non-manufacturing index, which is essentially measuring service industries in the US at 10 a.m. along with factory orders. So have that in just a little bit. That's kind of where we sit right now.
All right, excellent. All right, guys. So yeah, definitely want to keep an eye on the SPY and the news because at any point, some significant stuff can change the direction of the SPY, and just you want to be aware of that. Even so, if you're in a position, it's good to listen to that just in case something happens that can change the direction of your movement. All right, so let's get to it, guys. Let's start over here in our gappers list from the top. APLS is on here, and this one is gapping up quite a bit, guys. 50%. Oh, looks like a buyout. No one correct me if I'm wrong this
Nope.
morning. Not a
Yep.
buyout?
No, this is
Yep.
not a buyout. This one is popping.
Hmm.
This is a biotech, and it's popping on positive phase 3 results for a drug that
Oh.
is in the pipeline. Yep.
All right, excellent. So then, in that case, this is very much tradable. Yeah, actually, I see it. As soon as I zoom in, you can start seeing some of the waves. When you look at it from outside, it looks like a buyout, but you're right. If you look zoom in a little bit, you see some waves here happening. So this is definitely in play today. It's got a good pop, guys. 50%, 906,000 shares traded. We're definitely going to be watching this one. When you have a catalyst like this in these pharmaceutical companies, they tend to run. What is the float on this one? What are we looking at? 59, 60 million shares float. So not a low float. Definitely want to watch this morning. So looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be fun to trade. APA this morning, it is up 16%, 450,000 shares traded right now. Quickly looking at the 1 minute, we do have 100,000 just sitting here in this one candle. So we got a couple of block trades happening there. But overall, it does seem like it's in play today. I mean, this stock has been just unbelievable. I mean, I remember Brian took a swing trade here. And again, if you are not signed up to our swing trading alerts, go to our website and under swing trading, scroll down to the bottom. You can sign up to his alerts. And I don't know if you ever got out of this trade. I mean, because it never tested any of his stops after he took some profits out. And I'm not sure if he's still in it. So again, this thing has been on a tear, guys, from 19 up to 30 bucks basically. Definitely worth watching. Today's in action as well. Norm, any news with this one today?
Yeah. So Apache has an arrangement with Total, a South American oil company, and they found a massive oil discovery, and that's the news off near Suriname. So that's what's popping this.
Okay. All right. So yeah, definitely gonna watch this one today. Again, it's in place, got great volume, and it's just been on a major tear over the last couple of days since early December. Bottomed out here around $19, and it's just been tearing it up pretty nice here. And some of the intraday plays have been great. We had this on our watch also on this date here. Some of you guys took trades going back, I believe that was 2 weeks ago or so. And today we're getting a very nice pop here. Next on our list, we have CLVS. Our list continues to grow a bit here on our gappers list. CLVS doesn't have much pre-market activity right now. It does have 101,000 shares traded. It is up 3.4, but at the moment, the pre-market activity in itself is not all that exciting, all that great. Very choppy. Now, this is the one, guys. Remember, this thing was in our gappers list quite a bit. Took a nice little pop here and kind of held over several days, and then they get a really parabolic type here, going up to 18. Then, as usual, you have these big drops right back down. Held here. We traded this one a few times within this area here. And today we're kind of pretty much holding on this level one more time around that $9 mark. So, but the pre-market overall is not looking that exciting. I know this can get the volume. If you remember, it had a great volume over these couple of days, couple of weeks. It traded very well. The volume has seemed to die down a bit. Once the volume dies down, it can become very difficult to trade. So let's just keep it on here. See if the volume can get a good pre-market activity going here. Head over to MU, one of our old buddies, MU here. So it's got good volume, 458, up 3.6. That's quite a bit. And I love the way the daily's setting up now, guys, because we do have an area of this will be major resistance. We've been trying to break this out for some time now. So that's great to see that there. So definitely one we want to watch. Good pre-market activity for MU, some good volume. Norm, any significant news on MU today? Any upgrades?
Yeah, they got an analyst upgrade out of Cowen. Market performed to outperform, and their price target raised from 50 to 70.
All right, so definitely worth having on our list, and the daily is setting up pretty nice this morning. I say good pre-market activity because usually MU doesn't give you much when it comes to pre-market activity. You're gonna see more volume than anything. It's funny, MU is a Nasdaq stock, but it almost pre-market looks sometimes like a nicey stock, even with volume. Doesn't give you that AMD, Apple, Nvidia, Tesla type trade type look, right? Very rare that we get that type of pre-market activity on MU. But again, the daily looks amazing. Here we got some good levels of resistance and support that we can play off, especially with that upgrade. Hopefully, we can get something out of this one. SQ, one that Brian trades quite often, and even in our community, but we haven't seen this one in play in a very long time. Pre-market activity right now is not looking great, kind of similar to us. CLVS has 100,000 shares traded, is up 3%. But again, not anything too exciting. Now, the daily does look like it's trying to put in somewhat of a, not the cleanest double bottom, but you do have a nice double bottom bounce off this 61. That 61 being a very significant level for SQ. As you can see on here, several times it has tested that, has done some pretty good runs off of that 61. So we're coming off a nice double bottom off that level. That could be interesting, and we got some room to run here.
Yeah, they've got a catalyst this morning too. They got an upgrade out of B of A from to buy from neutral and a new price target of $75.
Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely worth keeping on our list as well. Hopefully the volume could get better. Right now it's pretty light and choppy. RARE. Let's see what we have here on RARE. Down 3% this morning. 174,000 shares traded. Pre-market activity is not clean right now. We got two candles here that have the majority of the volume, almost 30,000 in each candle. So that's at least about half almost. Daily chart's not the cleanest. Oh, it's a real estate company. It's a realty. So again, these don't trade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a REIT,
Mm-hmm.
and it's moving on news of a secondary offering.
Yeah, and you can see here just how choppy the daily candle is, and the secondary offering. Just a lot of things not going good for this one. We just remove this one off this list. Next we have INPX. This one has been making some noise. I see a lot of people commenting on this one. IMPX. This one is up 4,068%. Just 4,068%. I don't know how that's possible, but again, to this pre-market activity, not sure what's going on with this. Is this a secondary offering? Is that what's happening here? That's what it seems like.
Um, I haven't looked. Is it a reverse split
Reverse
possibly?
split. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Reverse split. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's a reverse split, buddy.
Yep, yep. So and horrible here. You don't want to be involved with this. And for those that don't know, reverse split is usually what happened to the TVIX as well. TVIX had a reverse split a couple of days ago.
It has many.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so it had gone
It
down to where was this here? Oh, right over here. Uh, yep, it went
it
down.
it should be fixed and it won't show on a graph. The graph
Oh
should
yeah, it's
should
not gonna show
accommodate
now.
reverse split and it'll just show like it didn't happen.
Yep, yep.
But
Yeah, so usually those guys are not really tradable. Just gonna remove it from our list. Here we have SAVA. So SAVA, the low float that's been pretty active, right? This is a 16 million shares float. This has been pretty active over the last couple of days, giving us some good runs throughout the intraday. So you had a great day yesterday. Today, I'm not seeing much pre-market activity, but usually this is how it starts. It doesn't have much and somehow finds a way to give some good trading for the low flow stock. So I'm going to put it down here. I am personally not going to watch it, and we'll do some levels for it just in case anyone is interested in watching this stock. But overall, not one that I'm going to keep on my list this morning. So we have APLS, APA. We cover everything here. PayPal. There's one. PayPal is up on this list. See what's going on with PayPal. So right now, 184,000 shares traded, but 158 on this one block trade here. So again, doesn't have much pre-market activity, but the daily is breaking out pretty nice. Norm, any news on PayPal overall? I know it wasn't on this
they
list
got
here.
they got an analyst upgrade out of Bernstein
Hmm.
to outperform from market perform, and they raised their price target to 130 from 115.
Okay. PayPal is definitely one to keep an eye on, guys. Even maybe not right off at the open, but maybe later on in the day because you do have this nice breakout out of 110 here on the daily. You already broke out of this resistance. You're above that, so you do have some room to run here. You have a lot of room. There's no resistance up here besides some of these going back to July. So again, with that catalyst as well, that can definitely get some stuff going here. So we'll throw this on here. We'll get some levels for it. Even if we don't watch it at the open, could be a good one that we can watch later on today. All right, let's go Nasdaq active, Nasdaq indicator, Nasdaq gains. See what we got going on there. We'll go through this pretty quick. AD XS, what we have here, 3.8 million shares traded. Let's zoom into the action here. This looks pretty active. I won't personally trade it, but this does look active. It is under $5. I'm gonna stay away from that. ADXS. What's the float on this? It's not a low
I
float.
get yeah, it's around 50.
Yeah, not low flow. I'm gonna throw it on next to SAVA. Not because of low flow. Just I won't be trading this one just because the price and the type of stock it is. It's just difficult to read the price action on those stocks. I like to go with something I'm more familiar with. I definitely typed that wrong. Let's get that fixed. Excess. Here we go. So again, up 32%. It's got 3.9 million shares traded. Got a very active pre-market activity. But again, I find it really difficult to read the level 2 and the price action on these type of stocks. So just be cautious with this one this morning. Here is APOP. What do we have going on with APOP? Another one that's, again, also on that biotech company is also on that lower price and, up 167% this morning. I'm going to throw this one on here as well. We can come back to it. Let's see how it develops later on. ZN, man, we have tons of the penny stock. We'll skip this one.
Those two
Mm-hmm.
do have catalyst.
Yeah.
The ADXS was on FDA news
Mm.
for a. I lost my notes. Hang on.
No problem.
Uh, ADXS was on some FDA news, and then there's some uh, patent news on APOP. So it's an Israeli biotech. It is a very low float. Finviz has the entire outstanding shares, not even the float, but
Mm-hmm.
the entire thing at 450,000 shares, and
Mm.
Trade Ideas is at 1.76 million for the float. So regardless, it's small.
Yeah, it's extremely small, so just be cautious. Definitely active. You could tell just with the share volume right now, 2 million shares. I mean, this one already traded itself at least once, so just kind of tells you how small that flow is. Be cautious. So heading over here, guys, we have AMD. I think AMD is worth keeping on our list. It's been trading very well the last couple of days, giving us some really good moves. And AMD is the type of stock that can open up choppy. You want to wait that hour and 30 minutes, you can get a very good move out of this one. Look at the volume already, 1.2 million shares traded so far. So that's what you want to see, a very good active pre-market activity and a beautiful daily chart as well. We could remove this level here because that's right where the previous day close is. So again, just we have some good levels, a good daily setting up on AMD. APALS, another one also with another pharmaceutical with some good volume, 1.1 million shares traded so far as well. It's got some good pre-market activity, a little on the higher price for some of these biotech companies. This one is not it's not a low flow. It's a 59 million shares float. They must have some news. There's a big gap for the nice float and also with some good volume. So they are up 47%. We could definitely take a look at this one. They're not a low float. So we'll throw that on there. TNXP, this one, 970,000 shares traded. Man, the pharmaceutical companies today are really on a tear. So we got some volume here, up 17%, but I really do not like this pre-market activity. If you're going to trade anything in this type of area, you want to focus on APOP and ADXS. These are the two that are very active. This one here doesn't have a great pre-market activity. WMGI, a horrible action, all block trades here, not really anything going on. ONTX usually on this list, not usually never anything great. TYME, another one that's it's got some volume to it. Here up 25%. Pre-market activity is not all that great. It looked like it was going to get pretty active here. Here's getting very crap. If that gets better, it could be something to watch. But again, another stock that's hanging around that under that $5 mark that you want to just be aware of. Here we have FB, so Facebook. What do we have on Facebook here? FB has a great daily chart. So this one has a really, really good daily chart. Pre-market is not all that great right now. We got a huge block trade here that's causing it to pop on the list. This block trade is 469. So again, not a great activity right now. We can come back to it later if it gets better. But overall, it has a great daily. He had a great day yesterday. Nice little pop here, breaking that 210. We could see a possible continuation later on today. So we'll look for that if it hits our scanners. All right, let's head over to NASDAQ gainers, IMPX. We have on our that's I don't think we have this one. Looks like a reverse split, right? APOP, we have APLS, we have I think I have that twice on my list. I'll take one out. ADXS, we have TYME. We looked at already. We don't like this one. XERS, not much going on. A couple of block trades, probably getting this 93,000. Not a great pre-market activity. XERS, no activity happening there. MBII, nothing going on. No volume. HEPA, also the same situation. TNXP usually on this list, not looking great. And then we have TRIL also here with no volume. All right, so I'm going to take out APLS. I have this one here twice. I'm going to remove this one. Yes, I am. All right, so Norm, what do you like this morning on your list?
Tesla. Tesla popping up. Was up a little bit more earlier, 1.5% ish, on some pretty heavy volume. They had their first deliveries of their made in China cars overnight. So there were some videos of Elon Musk dancing, and
Oh yes, I did
so it's
see that.
making the
Yeah.
stock pop this morning.
Oh man, this guy knows how to really get his stock going. So, yeah, Tesla guys is on a tear. Some great volume. Daily charts just keeps ripping higher. Finds a way to always get an all-time high in the last couple of days. So again, it's been trading very well. Definitely worth watching. It's getting so expensive now. But again, 500 now. It's not looking all that far-fetched. A couple of days ago, around 400, we are saying, nah, it's never gonna get there. But I don't know. It might. It just might. The hype is real on this one for sure. Anything else besides Tesla you like, Norm?
I'm still looking, man. That's it for the moment.
Okay, cool.
It's not already on the list.
Yeah. All right, let's look at the chat. See what we have, guys. So CRWD for a possible continuation. Let's see. CRWD. All right, what do we have here? Yeah, this actually closed very strong yesterday, so you could get a possible continuation. It's below the previous day close, which could be an issue to get above that. It's going to need some strength to break out of that 55.11 area. Pre-market activity right now is not looking all that great. I guess a lot of people are just going to hang out and see at the open what's actually going to happen if this thing is going to go, one way or the other. So just be aware that I'm not gonna put it on my list just because I'm not seeing a great pre-market activity right now. If it gets going, we could definitely look at it in our scanners. Also, I think is it might just be a little choppy at the open, but definitely keep an eye on it. And we'll see if something comes out of that. APOP gave up the VWAP. Let's just check. Yep, gave up the VWAP here again. Very active this morning. Tesla we have on our list. BMY. BMY. Huge block trade here, guys. Very great example of a nice block trade here. 2.1 million shares traded. Actually, it's right here, still showing in the time and sales. So again, not really anything tradable. We have traded this stock before in the past. It trades very well and very clean when it is in play. Today's not one of those days with this block trade on here. Let's look at Roku. One of our buddies. So again, Roku has a nice daily chart as well. I like the fact it's above the pre-market close. I'm sorry, previous day close here, kind of bouncing off of that. Could be a good long and continuation opportunity, similar to CRWD, except this was above it, so it looks better. It's got some room to run as well if we can get some momentum going from the bounce off the previous day close and get above this high from yesterday too. Once we get over these levels of resistance, you definitely have some room to run, like we did yesterday, right? We got above the high from the last from the 2 days ago's trading day, and look how nice that ran. And that level, you can see you have several areas of resistance and support landing right on that level, that 138.73. Once you broke out of that, it took off nice here. So that's what I like. If Roku can do that, it doesn't have a great volume right now. It's going to hit 100, but again, just right now it's pretty much flat for the moment. Could be a good possible later on today. What else we have? SDC. Yeah, we do have SQ on our list with the upgrade, so that's on there. SDC right now, volume is pretty light on SDC. Could be a good continuation for today, but I'm not seeing great volume at the moment. Just got to get the volume to get going here. Let's go over here to our YouTube chat. What do we have? CRWD. We have AMRN. What's going on with this one? Yeah, I don't like the way this has been trading over the last couple of days. We have traded this one in the past, but just look how choppy this daily chart is, right? A breakout out of 21, a breakout out of 21, 10 will be nice. Again, it's just consolidating, pretty stuck between these levels here. I'm not sure how the intraday was yesterday. I know we talked about it, but we didn't really watch it. But again, just the daily, I don't like the way the daily's setting up here. If we can break out of this range, it could probably put in a nice move. Right now, it just kind of seems like it's just chopping around. And at the moment, you really have no volume on AMRN. Let's look at WDC. WDC's got an interesting daily chart, possible breakout, but again, no volume, guys. It's pretty much dead at the moment. So not much going on there. Daily chart looks interesting for a possible breakout if we can get the volume, but it's going to need a lot of help. Right now, it's looking pretty dead. BNTX. So BNTX, guys, are starting to... I thought this was moving. It's starting to get some volume, but it's only one share, so it's not really doing much. Volume is very light, guys. 5,000 shares. Now, the daily, you gotta love the way the daily is setting up. This looks like a biotech company. I'm not sure if it's a South American company or what. But again, the daily looks great. Nice pop here, up 9%, but just no pre-market activity. And if you don't get the volume on this one, you're not gonna have a very bad spread. That's one, and you're not gonna have a good opportunity to trade this. And if you look at the down here, look at the volume you get on a regular basis, right? This is very, very low volume. It's not even hitting a million shares, right? It made this move here without even trading a million shares. That's scary stuff, guys. You want to avoid this type of stocks. You don't want to trade that. Okay, we need volume to get that smooth, clean price action activity that you can read and be able to plan your trade. All right, so coming up 9 a.m. Eastern time, let's get over to announcement. I think we have quite a bit on here. Not a lot looks great, but this is how yesterday started. We got at least 3 stocks that turned out pretty nice. So let's get over to announcements, and then we'll come back and do support and resistance. Let me bring this up here.
All right, guys. So the holiday promo code is still active, 40% off a lifetime one-time payment. Use the promo code HOLIDAYS19 at checkout for that. DAS replay feature is live. It is not completely 100% fully built out. Doesn't have level 2 yet, but people are using it. They love it. Great to practice price action away from the market at your own free time. Success webinars tomorrow. It is at noon, not 8 p.m. It's usually at 8 p.m., but it's at noon in the Lifetime Classroom. Randy Howell, trading psychologist, will be speaking with us next week. Eamon is going to be talking about trading ABCD patterns. Eamon focused on nothing but ABCD patterns for a while, and he's going to share some of his insight and results with us. Then on January 22nd, Chartlog is going to be meeting with us. Two guys that are members of the chat room started a journaling platform called Chartlog, and they'll be talking to us on the 22nd. And then on the 29th, Naz and Andrew will be talking about day trading options. Naz is absolutely killing it, and he's going to be sharing what he's been doing with options with us on the 29th. Upcoming meetups, Seattle, January 18th. Andrew will be there. You don't have to be a member, but if you would RSVP in the forums that AB will post a link to, it's much appreciated. Go out there and have Andrew buy you a drink. And then 1 week chat room. If you are watching us on YouTube, haven't been in the room, and you would like to just give it a test drive, you can do so with the promo code premarket24. That is premarket24. Does not auto renew and does not turn into a different kind of membership. If you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, you will be notified whenever we go live with new content. See, we're getting a question about how do we upgrade the DAS with the replay feature. The replay feature for DAS is currently only available to the DAS simulator version that you get through Bear Bull Traders. We are testing it out with the people that have it. If you got your simulator from Bear Bull Traders, it is there if you upgrade to the latest version. So that's the answer to that.
All right, excellent. Okay, guys, so we have a lot. I see on YouTube a lot more stocks you guys are throwing out here. Let's get through these first. Let's find some levels on these we have here, and then if we have some time towards the end, we can go back to check a few of those. CRM, I know they have some news. AMD, HEPA. We'll look at that also. All right. Let's start with APLS here. So APLS has some news this morning. This is not a buy. At first, I thought it was a buy based on this chart, how much they had gapped up and kind of going sideways. But once you zoom in, you can see it's actually a pretty good range here, going from 50 to 44 highs and lows of the day. So let's start marking those down. Kind of selling off a bit here, so giving some back. Again, it's up 46%. So that's a whole lot there. I'm assuming this is going to be all-time high. I don't see anything towards the left. We do have our high of our pre-market at 50. Our low of our pre-market just broke this nice area here. I'm going to still mark this one down. This 44.60. The reason for that is because this could be a good pre-market level. You can see how many times it held that there before it did this nice little breakdown here. So if you can get above that, you want to have that 44.66 on your chart. New pre-market low sitting at 43.31. We'll mark that down in case that's going to be the new low. We'll see what that does there. Now I'm going to go over here and on the weekly, see if we could find something decent in regards to level on the weekly. No, it is all-time high, so I don't see anything here going back to 2017. Okay, so it is all-time high, guys. You really don't have a lot of levels on here. The next closest level to the price action now is 33.31 based off this pop here. Again, so on here is again, uncharted territory for this stock, has never been up here. So the pre-market levels are going to be very, very important. And you see a few on here already, right? So you have this over here at a 46.58. You see the pre-market action has tested that a few times. It broke down. You can see the drop all the way to 44.66. And now 43.29 is on here. We'll see how that trades out throughout the morning. All right. So again, not crazy levels at the moment on this one. APLS, very strong stock, up 45% with 1.1 million shares traded and a very clean pre-market activity. Once you zoom in a little bit here, get rid of this huge gap up. Once you zoom in, you can see how well that pre-market activity is trading. All right, so APA here, it's got also great pre-market activity. This wick here is throwing things off. So if you zoom in on the one and you kind of get that out the way, you can see the better pre-market activity forming here. So high of your pre-market sitting at 30.20. So we'll mark that down. Towards the bottom, you do have a pop here at around 26.97. I'm going to move over to the left here and see if we have anything. Oh, nice little pop here. Very good at 29.09. Mark that down. And look at that 29.09 in this 30.12, right? The high of the pre-market now, 30.20 or so, and then 29.09. Look how great that's working here as support and resistance. So again, these levels are not just being made up. You know, these stocks are following some kind of support resistance there. Above this 30.20, we got a nice consolidation here, and you can see how it held at 30.20, and the top of this consolidation is going to be something you want to mark down. That's 31.50, 52. So you want to mark that down, and then above that you have another one here at 32.95. So I think that's plenty for this stock. All right, let's just go back out here. Oops, sorry, deleted too much. We need 31.62, and this one here 33.10. There we go. So now if we zoom out of this one, some on the 5 minutes, see what we have, anything towards the bottom. Yeah, towards the bottom you have the 29.09. If we can break out this 30.19, we have some possible room to run here. So like the way this one's been trading so far, guys. Very extended right now, but this thing has been on a pure tear, guys. I mean, just again, we talked about it, bottomed out at around 19 or so, and look how well it has been trading over the last couple of days. Every pop just consolidates and then pops again. So definitely worth watching this morning. 1.2 million shares traded, and you also have 17. You're up 17% on this one. CLVS still not getting great pre-market activity. It's got volume, 200,000 shares traded, but this is not looking great right now. It looks pretty dead. This is again no activity, so I'm going to remove it from our list. What I like about the daily is that we might be losing this level here. If we can lose that, that could be a nice little short here. We have some room to run down here. Also, we're just bouncing right off this 200 moving average, which is also a level that it can bounce off from. If we lose that as well, that could be nice. So mark that down, 886 there on a CLVS. But I'm going to take it off the list. If it hits our turbo breakdown, we already know there's something going on with that one, and we can tune into that one. MU, guys, again, I love the daily chart. Possible breakout here above this 55.63. The next area we have will be 56.10. That's the most recent high there, 56.10. Let's go back here and see where else we can find some levels. I don't think we're all-time high on MU. I didn't think we were. No, yeah, I don't think we are. Here we go. So going back to 2018, we got a nice level here, 57.92, and then all the way up here at 61.60. So two levels on that you can mark down for MU. Again, MU, if you can squeeze above this 55, could be a beautiful play towards the top here, 55.63. SQ's got to upgrade this morning. Right now, pre-market activity is still pretty dead. But I'm gonna mark some levels on there. It might not make our final list, but SQ tends to trade like this at the pre-market, then get the volume similar to MU. They usually don't get the volume right away. This one is a nicey stock, so typical nicey activity. So above the 64.98, you do have 66.37, a great level of resistance. You can see right on there being tested over a very nice period, a couple of days testing that 66.37. If we can squeeze above that, we have some beautiful room to run up here to 67.37. Towards the bottom, guys, you got plenty of levels, highs and lows from the last two trading days. Your market low sitting right there next to the previous day close. I don't really need to mark that down. I think the move here will be great if we can squeeze above this $65 mark. Above that 67.37, just in case. I don't think we have that type of move in SQ today, but it all depends how big this upgrade is going to react. 67.30 is another level, and then you also have your 67.28. Again, 67.30, you can see here the resistance, the support happening over a couple of days, touching on that 67.30. We have PayPal. So PayPal, again, they're gapping up nice, 1.4. It's good volume, but the volume is not trading well at all. This pre-market activity is pretty horrible, given this volume. So I'm going to remove it from our list. I think we can put a level here at a high of pre-market, and then also this one right over here at 111.24. But again, I'm just not really going to touch it this morning. As of now, it just doesn't look good at all. So we'll get rid of this one, and then we'll see if it hits our scanners. AMD is definitely on my list. I think this one's been very active. Look at the volume on AMD. Again, once you're above that 700,000, we're at 1.4 this morning. You can expect some really good moves out of AMD. Remember that first 30-45 minutes could be choppy, as the volume is sometimes could be a little bit too much. Wait till it settles down, and it can, like it did yesterday, give us a good opportunity to take it for a long. So I like AMD here for both ways actually. If it can lose this level here in the pre-market, or if it can get above this high from the last couple of days, it could be a great trade either way. So again, I'm not going to add any more levels. I'll be looking for the breakout of any of these levels in here for AMD. So beautiful pre-market activity. You can see a nice, beautiful range here on AMD this morning. Tesla. So Tesla making all-time highs. The only level you really need to add on Tesla is 461. Where's 461? Right up here. Yep. So at 461. Other than that, you have plenty of levels towards the bottom, guys. All-time high. And again, we'll see if Tesla can get there here in the pre-market and test that 461. Again, it just continues to be really strong. Just look at this daily, how great this has been for Tesla. So Elon Musk did the dance yesterday, so maybe the dance can get him to 470. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely worth keeping an eye on this one this morning. It's getting very pricey. It's getting very pricey now, but definitely, even though it's this higher price stock, it is trading very well in the intraday. You usually have these stocks when they get to a certain price, they don't trade as clean. Tesla's trading like if it was an $80 stock. It's trading very, very clean in the intraday. All right, so that is what we have, guys. APOP and ADX, I'm not going to really watch. I'm going to remove this from my list, guys. I'm not going to spend time on those. SAVA also, I think, doesn't look too great today. Had a great move yesterday. Man, now it just might just be kind of choppy at the open. Then could settle in and make a nice move. But right now, I'm just not gonna, spend time on it or space in my initial watch list this morning at the open. We'll take the SPY off from here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. 6 is what I like to watch this morning. All right, guys. That is what I have. We do have a little bit of time, so I'm just gonna go back and look at some of the stuff that we mentioned earlier. So CRM has news yesterday. Look at the breakout. Could be a great continuation today. Pretty light on the volume, but CRM tends to do that. And Salesforce, guys, is a very difficult stock to trade. It's not easy to intraday trade this stock. I have looked at it before. It can be very tough to read the price action. They have some great news on here. Nice, beautiful pop yesterday. So again, you could watch it today. I'm personally not going to watch it based off that because the price action could be very difficult to read. So I'm just gonna avoid looking at it. What else we have? So HEPA. This one this morning doesn't have great pre-market activities. Got the volume going. It's up 12%, which is nice. It's been stuck in this consolidation here over the last couple of days and just seems to have broken out of that today. Giving some back at the moment. But again, just the pre-market, guys, is not really clean. You don't have a great pre-market activity on this one today. Also, the daily is not the greatest daily trading stock here. It seems very choppy. Also, the volume. Got to be careful with the volume. If you look at some of these days on here, you don't really have great volume. Trading really, really low, under 2 million shares per day. So you have a couple of days here where it was active, and you see when it's active, when you're getting 27 million shares, probably 10 here, another 20 here, you're gonna get some good moves, right? That's some good significant news being traded here. Unless you got some news today, which looks like you really don't, this is one you want to avoid at all costs. NIO, let's take a look at that. NIO this morning, wow, look at, what's this, block trades? Got to be block trades. Look at this volume, 896, and then this pre-market activity just looks really crappy, guys. So again, I'm sure it's gonna trade better than this, but this pre-market activity is not looking anything exciting about this.
And Neo had a good day, a couple of days,
Yeah.
like a week or so ago, but it turned to complete garbage yesterday.
Oh, I didn't watch the price action closely on this one yesterday. It was garbage.
That was,
So
yeah, it was. It turned in. It traded okay for a little bit and then turned into straight garbage.
yeah. So I'm not definitely not gonna watch this one today, especially the way this looks now. This looks horrendous. Just stay away from that. All right. So WDC gapped up 2 points. Yeah, I don't really like the way WDC trades, to be honest, guys. It's okay. It's okay. It is up to 3.6, 53,000 shares traded right now. The daily looks interesting though. It could possibly be breaking out of this area here. Pre-market's not there right now. Doesn't have quite good volume. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on this one unless we have something else here that looks worse. APA is great activity, great volume. APLS dropping nicely here, man. Hopefully this thing, it's got to slow down. It's got to give us an opportunity to get in here. and trade this thing. So hopefully, oh man, it's gonna just get out of control. So got some movement there. MU, yeah, yeah, WDC could probably trade on MU, but they both have that possible breakout here above the recent highs. SQ could trade well if it can get going. AMD is very active. Definitely want to watch that. And Tesla is just about to hopefully get to that 461. Let's take a look at Roku. We'll do one more Roku, and then we'll call it a day here for the pre-market show at least. So Roku, again, I don't got great activity right now on Roku. It is bouncing off this previous day close, which is nice. That's what we wanted to see, and hopefully can hold this. And you do have a lot of room to run here. So the next level up here, at least one of them is going to be this 149.39. In between here, you got a lot of chops, so not a very clean level. If you want to get fancy, you can put down here this 146.73. You have several days, touching that level, opening and closing right on that area. So that could be a good, something to have as an indication to either take profits or calculate risk to reward. But I really like this one if it can get going towards the top with some good significant volume. So if the SPY's ripping, this could be one that you can take a look at and see if it's going to rip any higher. All right, folks, this is what we have. So let's recap. APLS moving very active right now. Look at the volume coming in before. We got 13 minutes to the open here. This is going to be one to definitely watch. Also, be mindful of your shares because these candles are moving between $1, $2. So be very cautious how many shares you take here. Spread is not looking all that great right now. It might get better at the open, but just be aware how many shares you take. Do not take a lot of shares to make a decent amount, and always think about how much can I lose, not how much can I make, right? That's going to help you determine how many shares you should take. APA here is bouncing back up, looking pretty strong. I like the way this is setting up. A breakout out of 30, 19 will be very nice. MU, okay, it's all right. Not looking all that great. It's okay. SQ starting to get some volume here. It's got an upgrade, so I definitely want to see what SQ does here above the 68, 64.98. AMD is very active. Also, another one that if the SPY heads north today, very strong this morning, it could definitely help some of these stocks that are on the verge of breaking their recent high. So definitely keep a chart of the SPY up and see how the market opens today. And then Tesla looking good as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining the pre-market show. We appreciate you guys being with us this morning. Take care, trade safe, and again, just wait for your setup for it to give you a good opportunity. Remember, the first 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, you do not have to take a trade. Be patient and wait for a couple of minutes for your setup to show up if you don't see it in that first couple of minutes. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.